Talked about Brandon Shepard, who's also starting inside the top 5. Maybe tonight's the night that Shep gets a record-breaking 6th win in Carl Short's Dirt Track World Championship.
Yeah, 6 of the first 8 starters have never won this race. Chris Ferguson, Chris Madden, Devin Moran, Garrett Alberson, Dale McDowell, Carson Ferguson, Nick Hoffman, you mentioned him. 2 third-place finishes, and he was 3rd in the Dream, 3rd in the World 100. He won the C.J. Rayburn a few weeks ago. Dennis Erb Jr., he has never won the DTWC, but he has won the Dream. Hudson O'Neill's never won it. J.D. has never won it. Bobby Pierce is the defending race winner. He will start 13th here tonight in car 32.
Other drivers throughout the field in this one, as the drivers have got the engines fired up. They're about to make their way on the track, James. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP. Your pole sitter in this one, the winner of Penske Shocks Heat Race #1 last night out of Mount Holly, North Carolina. It'll be Fergie time, Chris Ferguson, and on his outside out of Gray Court, South Carolina, in the 44, it's Chris Smokey Madden.
Devin Moran has been a runner-up in the Lucas Oil Series the last 2 years. Can he finally seal the deal here tonight with his first title? He is out of Dresden, Ohio, on the outside, looking for the biggest win of his career. The 58 out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, is Garrett Alberson.
We move back to the inside of row 3. James, you talked about it. In the Rocket 1, Brandon Shepard looking for his 6th win in the Dirt Track World Championship. That would break the tie with Freddie Smith. And on his outside, looking for his first career Dirt Track World Championship win out of Chickamauga, Georgia, in the 17 Emmets, Mac Daddy Dale McDowell.
Carson Ferguson was about 50 feet from starting on the pole here tonight. He will start in 7th. He's out of Lincoln, North Carolina. And Ricky Thorne Jr., the reigning Lucas Oil champion, looking for his 2nd straight title out of Chandler, Arizona.
And James, breaking news, your pole sitter, Chris Ferguson, can't get the fire built underneath the hood of the 22. He's requiring the assistance of a push truck. It looks like, is the car maybe stuck in gear? You see him trying to maybe rock the car back and forth. You wonder if it's stuck in gear. Man, this could be pivotal for him. And if he's unable to start the race, James, even more pivotal for the points championship. We cross over in the Lucas Series. That means Devin Moran would move to the outside front row to start if Ferguson's unable to start this race. Wow.
Weaver, they're trying to get that car cranked. What could possibly be some issues he has?
Well, the worst thing could be some kind of ignition wiring problem, but we've been in that hurry-up mode all day, and, you know, these guys always throw a battery charger on in between everything, and hopefully it'll start. We'll tell if it's battery here in just a second, because even though it'll push off,
it just took off.
Even though they'll start, it'll show right back up and die. So we'll see.
And we saw that with Chris Madden here a few years ago. He was on the pole for the Dream, I believe it was, and the car he had mechanical issues with the ignition switch.
Yeah, I think his was actually ignition box that went bad on him, and they'd had some issues with that before, but. Well, hopefully it's not a battery issue, because they'll really start and run for maybe a half a lap, and I would hate for that thing to lay down on him getting in the corner, but I'd say they got it going.
Well, Dustin, the final time this year, my friend. It's been great working with you again. My 21st year with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. We're going to end it in style at Tony Stewart's Eldora Speedway. Thanks to Tony Stewart, Levi Jones, the entire staff here. And it has been a monumental year, and we're going to top it off with the DTWC for the 45th time. Dustin Jarrett, here we come. Down the back straightaway, my friend, behind the Race Car Engineering pace truck.
Absolutely, in the Eldora Speedway Ford pace truck. All right, Eldora Speedway, you know how to do it. We do it here better than anywhere else. We start with the great folks in turn 3. This is a salute to you, the greatest race fans in the entire world. How about it, Eldora? Stand up on your feet. This is the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and this is the 45th running of the Dirt Track World Championship, and they're coming at you 4 wide. James, you are ready. I'm ready. Levi Jones is ready. Tony Stewart is ready. And the best race fans in the world are ready as well. $100,000 to be the first to take the checkered flag in this one. $250,000, $250,000 going to the 2025 champion of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by Flow Racing. It's possible that driver could be one the same. Someone could leave Rossburg, Ohio with $350,000 here at the end of 100 laps.
Nobody does it better than Eldora, do they? The dream in the world, the last 3 years, the Dirt Track World Championship. Again, we will be back here the second week of October as part of the chase. It'll be a $10,000 to win on Friday and a $50K win race on Saturday. And then we'll head to West Virginia Motor Speedway for the DTWC. But all eyes on the Big E, the world's most famous dirt track. 2 owners in 72 years. That is still amazing.
It's incredible.
Rob Penrod, Rick Monroe on the flag stand. The race car engineering pace truck as the tension builds.
They're going to come down the front straightaway one final time, and Chief Starter Rob Penrod and Rick Monroe will give them the high sign, letting them know the green flag is going to wave next time by. If they get past halfway, it is considered official. It does look like that front might stay to the north of us. We'll keep our fingers crossed and click our heels together, James. But should weather happen to be an issue, again, 51 laps, could potentially decide this one as well. We don't want that to be the case. We want them to run all 100.
And again, Ben will talk to the winner after this race.
And the series champion.
It could be all one. It could be the same person, right?
That's right.
Well, Barney Craig and the race car engineering pace truck, Dustin. Let's lead him to green, my friend. Here we come.
100 laps is the distance. $100,000 to the winner of the race. $250,000 to the series champion. The 2025 Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP is underway.
Chris Ferguson, the biggest win of his career, is $50K at Bristol. Devin Brannick trying to go 3 wide into turn number 2. Chris Madden, can he finally get it done here at Eldora in a crown jewel event? Alberson works the outside as they hit into turn number 3. Shepard right there and throwing through the middle. Out of turn number 4, lap 1 is going to be a car length lead for Chris Madden.
Chris Smoky Madden up front at Eldora. What else is new? He's your leader. Chris Ferguson second. Never won the big one. There's the unofficial points you see on the left side of the screen. Race fans, we are going to keep that up there throughout the course of the entire event. Again, that is unofficial where they run on the racetrack. Madden out front, Ferguson second, Alberson third, side by side for the 4th spot momentarily. Devin Moran in the 99, the 17M of Dale McDowell rounds out the top 5.
Out of turn number 4, Chris Madden. He joined this team owned by Cale Green. Out of South Carolina into turn number 1. Chris Ferguson right now runs in second in the Stinger. Down the back straightaway, Garrett Alberson. Those 3 drivers looking for a big payday here at Eldora. Devin Moran right now in the 4th spot. Thornton right now in 7th as we score another lap here at Eldora with 4 in the books.
There's Brandon Shepard just behind Ricky Thornton Jr. as well. Shep well documented going for that record-breaking 6th win of the Dirt Track World Championship. He has 5, tied with the late great Freddie Smith right now. Those drivers currently in 6th and 7th on the left side of your screen. The other driver, one of the other drivers in this chase for the championship, that's Devin Moran. Moran currently runs 4th, just in front of Dale McDowell. And if it were to end right now, Devin Moran would have a 25-point advantage on Ricky Thornton Jr. Again, unofficial points in the upper left-hand part of the screen.
Right now, Thornton has Dale McDowell between himself and Moran as they battle out of turn number 2. Chris Madden looking good. He was solid at his heat race, dominated his heat race one night ago. Again, Chris Ferguson runs in 2nd. 3rd is Garrett Alberson. 4th, Devin Moran. 5th is McDowell. 6th is Thornton. 7th is Shepard. 8th, Dennis Erb Jr. 9th is Hoffman. 10th runs Carson Ferguson.
And we've got our first Coleman Farms Racing caution flag of the event as Dalton Wilson has trouble on the James Ratliff Racing 18D. He's got a crinkled quarter panel on the right rear, and he's going to make his way into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
Multiple teams will take a look at the right rear. They've got a new tire over there as well on the Ratliff Racing number 18. It's been a tough year for Dalton Wilson. Just not a lot of luck for that team, and he brings out the first Coleman Farms caution here tonight, and they're down there checking this car in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. He should be able to make his way back out, though.
Definitely looks like damage. Maybe someone got into the 18D of Dalton Wilson there. Tough break for the big perm. as that first Coltman Farms Racing caution flag flies with 7 laps in the books, 93 laps remaining. Right now, Chris Madden, Chris Ferguson, Garrett Albertson, your top 3. In the championship 4, it's Devin Moran running 4th, Ricky Thornton Jr. running 6th, and Jonathan Davenport running 15th.
Right now, and early, how about Dan Ebert got in after Hayden Cowan had a rules infraction, and right now he's gone from 23rd to 17th, up 6, well, maybe he's up 7 spots here in the early going. Yes, 7 spots in the Hoker Trucking a hard charger. So as you mentioned, Matt, he's led from the start. We'll have Delaware double file restarts till 10 or less laps to go. Any caution or red flag, all lap cars restart on the tail. All cars still on a lead lap right now. There is a lucky dog, as we do at the Dirt, Late Model Dream, and the World, as you see the tire coming off the 18D Bowen, the crew chief, on that James Ratliff 18D, Ben.
Yeah, I think initially he was not going to get laps, so they didn't think that because that tire was flat. I think they determined it was going down, and Canute down here with Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series said they could change it, and they're trying to work on that body as well. He has mangled the right rear of that deck. He's knocked part of a spoiler off. They're trying to bend it back down as well, as that's creating some chaos as well as they try to get the tire back on this 18 for Dalton Wilson.
Also got to make sure you got to bend them braces back to make sure it doesn't cut down a tire again. We've seen that happen in the past here as well. So you see members of the Kennebeth Roberts Racing, the Garrett Albertson race team down there assisting as well, and they'll try to get Dalton Wilson back out on the racetrack here. Again, James, 7 in the books, 93 laps remaining in Carl Short's Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP.
And again, this is Lucas Oil Series rules. Now, normally, course of the Dream of the World, it's double file restart to the very end, but in Lucas Oil Series, 10 or less laps to go. So we'll get past lap 90, it would be single file. We've got a long way to go, obviously, and that's 7 in the books here right now. So McDowell and Moran will be side by side in the restart. Shepard and Thornton. They're just trying to feel this out. Right now, Madden, he looked dominant in his heat last night, DJ, and he's picked up where he left off last night.
Yeah, he sure is. By the way, you've got 1 and 2 in the points lined up nose to tail to each other with the 99 of Devin Moran in the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr. Those two, they've had some playful chat back and forth here over the last few weeks, and they very cool video that was posted on the Flow Racing socials yesterday.
Yeah, that was
cool. They interviewed
Yeah.
each other, actually. They interviewed each other, and I thought that was pretty cool also. And of course, it's Eldora, man. You can never count Jonathan Davenport out of it. He's still back there in the shadows, kind of lurking, knowing that he's a long shot, but he is not out of it, and possibly winning his record-tying 4th Series championship. James, caution light's about to be turned off.
Important. In fact, started 12th. He's back to 16th. A long way to go. Everybody's still on the lead lap. Everybody back on the racetrack as we come at the new Tunac Solutions restart zone. The Dirt Track World Championship for the 45th time back underway at the Big E.
And again, if Devin Moran or Ricky Thornton Jr. win the race, because it's 20 points between first and second, that driver would win the title if it's one of those two. Here comes Garrett Albertson. He drives it hard into turns 3 and 4. Momentarily takes second away as Devin Moran slides up the racetrack and almost gives the position up. Dale McDowell down to the bottom. 3 wide for third.
Down the back straightaway, Moran through the middle. Here comes Thornton on the outside, trying to be careful. Remember what happened here a couple of years ago. Thornton throws it in on the bottom, throws it in up against Moran. Out at turn 4. McDowell with a crossover, Shepard, and McDowell squeezes in on the bottom, back around Thornton. McDowell says, move over, point titleist.
Get off my lawn.
It's right, here he comes.
Get off
Thornton's
my lawn.
going to throw it in on the bottom. He goes up and down that they're trying to go 3 wide out of 4. It is still McDowell in the spot, Thornton. Meanwhile, Chris Madden says you guys go right ahead as he leads the first 10 laps here tonight.
I think back to what Hudson O'Neal said yesterday in the press conference, and they asked him about those 3 drivers racing for the championship, and Hud had a great point. He said, he said, and about 55 other drivers out here, we're racing for $100,000 to win still, too, so you got to keep that in mind. Yeah, we know there's some guys running for a $250,000 to $1,000 championship. There's a lot of guys here that would like to get a 6-figure payday and etch their name into the history books as a dirt track world champion. As you look back now, James, on the battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th between Thornton, the Rocket 1 of Shepard, and the Ty Toric 9 of Nick Hoffman.
And Ricky Thornton Jr. won his first World 100 here last month. Right now, cuts down on the bottom. Ricky Thornton Jr. right in front of Shepard, trying to find a lane. It'll work for him. Right now, it's a good lead. 1.9 seconds. Madden over Ferguson. Then it's Alberson, Moran, McDowell, Thornton, Shepard, Hoffman, O'Neill, Carson, Ferguson runs 10th at 93.
And we've got another Coleman Farms Racing caution on the track, James. 13 laps in the books, 87 laps to go, and there's debris at the top of turn number 2 that will slow the pace for the second time in the Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP. So there's the debris at the top of the racetrack up in turn number 2 that has slowed the field for the second time in this 100-lapper. Chris Madden leads, Chris Ferguson is second, Garrett Alberson is third, Devin Moran is fourth, and Dale McDowell right now rounds out the top 5.
Josh Rice doing Josh Rice things here at Eldora, right? He was a top 10 last year here, up 9 spots here in the first 13 laps, 20th to 11th in the Rick Jones team, Sinessus number 11 for the Kentucky driver. So Madden's led from the start, DJ. Ferguson is second. Third is Alberson. You see Brandon Shepard down here at the All Makes Collision Service Center. See what's, maybe he's pointing out something on the racetrack. He gets it back going again in that number 1 for Mark Richards Racing.
Right now, the drivers with an opportunity to win the series championship. Moran runs 4th. Ricky Thornton runs 6th. Davenport fell back another spot, James. He currently runs 17th on the grid. If the points were to end right now, Devin Moran would be the champion. He comes in with a 15-point advantage.
It was getting sporty after that caution, wasn't it? They were going right there. McDowell, Moran, and Thornton throwing haymakers at each other.
Randy Weaver, I have a question for you. Is this racetrack obviously a little different from what we're used to seeing starting this race at about 5:45 in the late afternoon, early evening? How much of this is logging laps and how much of this is the exact opposite and saying, man, we got to go now?
Well, probably started out just wanting to log some laps and figure out a line that's easiest on your equipment, but this weather's getting closer and closer, and I'm sure the crew guys are giving them signals, especially the point guys. I mean, they're going to have to go, and you know, that debris laying up against the wall is just the fact that that cushion has never got all the way up there. And if you noticed on Moran on that last restart, he got above it each end of the racetrack, and you know, kind of stumbled him up there. So very critical this first you know, lap to get them singled back out, and hope somebody don't pull a slider and take the air off of you.
All right, 2 cautions of the first 13 laps. Madden out in front on the Delaware double file restart, and Ferguson picks the top. Then you have the 2-point contenders behind each other there, Moran and then Thornton, as they come off of turn number 4. Rob Penrod's green flag. We're back underway at Eldora for the Dirt Track World Championship.
We're going to hop through the inside of turns 3 and 4. Garrett Alberson with a good run down to the inside of Chris Ferguson. Ferguson, though, going to keep the momentum on the high side. There's Devin Moran. There's Ricky Thornton Jr. Once again, nose to tail on that restart. Moran gets a little high down in 3 and 4. Going to try to get a run back to the outside. Is that not incredible, James?
Dale McDowell running through the middle. How about that? Now down the back straightaway. Here comes Shepard on the bottom. Thornton gets it back going again as Moran goes to the outside of Garrett Alberson. Great racing so far. They're 3 wide, 2 and 3 wide through the field as we come off of turn 4.
Devin Moran able to sneak by Garrett Alberson that time. Moves him up into the 3rd spot. Alberson back to 4th. McDowell 5th. Shepard was ahead of Thornton that last time by. So Shepard is 6th. Thornton now 7th. There's the unofficial points on the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Devin Moran, as they run right now unofficially, with a 35-point advantage on Ricky Thornton Jr.
And these 2 cars between himself and Thornton. That is Dale McDowell and Garrett Alberson, 2 tough customers. McDowell to the bottom as this track gets a little more slick as they go into turn number 1. Cloud cover for the last couple of hours, playing right into McDowell's hands. But Chris Madden, of course, one of the best. It doesn't matter what kind of surface, and he is solid right now as he is quite honestly, dominated here the first 17 laps of this race, first 18 laps.
There's Jonathan Davenport, the other driver, with an opportunity to win the championship coming into the night. James, right now, he's lost another spot. He runs back in 18th. That's the fast 49. That's actually Dalton Wilson. Remember, he had to pit back on lap number 7 after a flat right rear tire. So Dalton Wilson trying to work his way back up through the field. So that's how the 3 drivers with an opportunity to win the points championship run right now. There is Ricky Thornton Jr. and James, he's got that proverbial rear view mirror full of the defending race winner, Bobby Pierce.
Yeah, Bobby Pierce trying to move up through there. Him and Shepard going at it. 2 Illini drivers into turn 1. They go side by side. Then you have the Hoosier State driver, Hudson O'Neal. But right now, the top 3 at distance themselves is Chris Madden, for the first time in this race, is going to pick up the tail end of the field as Pierce has gotten around Thornton and Shepard off at turn 4, the 32.
Things getting interesting throughout the field as the groove, we talked about it earlier, that groove continues to push up the racetrack. While all this is going on, by the way, Chris Madden with over a 2-second advantage now over Chris Ferguson. And man, Madden was so good in his heat race here yesterday. And I tell you what, that Cale Green Motorsports 44, man, it's just been a rocket ship here all weekend, especially in this race since the drop of the green.
Right now, Dale McDowell back when you see the battle there. Moran's right now in 3rd, but it's been Chris Madden and Chris Ferguson have been 1st and 2nd this entire race so far. 23 laps in the books. Again, we get to lap 51. It would become official. Madden now works traffic out of turn number 4. There you see McDowell. And Thornton is right now back in 9th in the 20 RT.
Yeah, Thornton falling back just a little bit. Jonathan Davenport remains in 15th. Devin Moran now has his hands full with the 17M of Dale McDowell. There is the battle on the right side of your screen for position number 7, or 6 rather, 6, 7, and 8 on your screen. That's Nick Hoffman in 6th, Bobby Pierce in 7th, Brandon Shepard in 8th that time by. 1/4 of the way through this race, James. 25 in the book, 75 to go. And it's been all Chris Madden since the drop of the green flag. A 2.8-second advantage for the driver, the 44.
Yeah, he's got about a straightaway lead right now. He's sliding right in there. Bobby Pierce, Nick Hoffman in 3rd in the dream, 3rd in the world. The number 9 now. He's up to 6th. Pierce is 7th. Shepard 8th. Thornton 9th. O'Neal runs in 10th. 11th is Shirley. 12th is Carson Ferguson. Rice is 13th. Marlar is 14th. Dan Ebert runs 15th.
Jonathan Davenport continues running the 18th spot. Again, you see the unofficial points as they run live right now on the racetrack. Moran with a 50-point advantage over Ricky Thornton Jr. Good battle on the track on the right side of your screen still for the 9 of Hoffman, the 58 of Alberson, and the 1 of Brandon Shepard. Meanwhile, James, your race leader, Chris Madden, has picked up the tail end of the field. That's allowed Chris Ferguson kind of slowly close that gap between himself and Madden.
Yeah, definitely heavy traffic as we had a long green flag stretch of racing. The last caution was lap 13 as we work lap 29 in the books right now. Chris Madden out of turn number 2. He has 2 lap cars between himself and Ferguson as Moran now trying to reel in Chris Ferguson. Dale McDowell still 4th. Bobby Pierce is up to 5th.
Hudson O'Neal hard into the wall coming off turn number 2. He's going to be able to keep the car under him, but I believe it's going to draw a Coleman Farms Racing caution. And it is. I just caught it out of the corner of the screen right there, the shot we had of Thornton and Shepard doing battle, and Hud got too high coming off turn number 2. And that car smacked the outside wall, and he has slowed to a stop over in turn number 4 with 30 laps in the books, 70 laps to go in Carl Short's Dirt Track World Championship. Hudson O'Neal brings out the Coleman Farms Racing caution with 30 in the books, 70 to go, and a lot of damage on the 71.
Yeah, he's got a ton of damage. He's got right front damage on the number 71, also making his way into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, the 76 of Brandon Overton. Meanwhile, Huddy's got damage on the right rear. He's got the right rear side of the deck, the spoilers hanging off there. About 4 different crews going to work on this race car. We'll see if they can get him back out there. But Randy Weaver, it seems like the issues may have started on the right front of the 71.
Yeah, definitely. He got in there and got against the rut, and then when it jerked him in the wall, you're just drawn for the ride. But they're looking up under the front. They're about, yeah, they called him off. It's got spindles, steering arm, tie rod, probably the rack. So, yeah, they told him to shut it down.
Take a look at the Dave Warren Power Sports replay. You get that right, as we've seen it so many times here, that right rear into the wall, and it just throws you into it, the right front, DJ.
Yeah, great camera work there as well to pick that up. One more look here.
Frustrating run for O'Neal, right, in the last couple of races, obviously at Brownstown and at Pittsburgh, and ends here tonight, but he will finish 4th in the championship points.
Yeah, and he's been incredibly positive throughout all of this as well. I know you've talked to him several times. I've talked to him several times as well. We had him at the press conference yesterday as well, and that team will certainly not hang their head with a 4th place finish, because he's going to leave walk out of here with a $125,000 payday by finishing 4th in the series points.
How about the Hooker Trucking Hard Charger? Shirley up 11 spots, Josh Rice up 10. They both run 11th and 10th in this race. Yes, Ben.
And what's going to force Hudson out of this race? Lower control arm broken on the number 71 car, so that's what knocked him out. Randy Weaver called that one.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Great job down there in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. 30 laps scored, 70 to go. And right now, Chris Madden, Chris Ferguson, Devin Moran, Dale McDowell, Bobby Pierce, your top 5. Drivers with an opportunity to potentially win a Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Championship. Devin Moran runs 3rd. Ricky Thornton Jr. runs 9th, and Jonathan Davenport currently runs 17th.
Randy Weaver, with the attitude you see out of these race cars right now, with 70 laps to go, who have you got your eye on?
Well, definitely the 32. The track's getting up there in 3 and 4 like he likes it, and you know, he passed a couple of really good cars, 2 of them in 1 lap, so he's getting it going. But you know, that number 9, Nick Hoffman, he's like a young Dale McDowell, and he's sitting there running through the middle, taking care of his equipment, and it ain't hardly ready to race yet. As long as the weather comes, you know, stays away, these guys, they've got it planned out. They need the edges on their tires for that last 15, 20 laps, and some of them I don't think is worried about that, but these good guys, they're going to wait around.
Yeah, it's been the Chris and Chris show, DJ. Right? I mean, it has been for the first 30 laps. Madden and Ferguson have run 1st and 2nd this entire race. Delaware double file restart. Moran now on the bottom. Bobby Pierce has been on the move in 32. He started 13th. Trying to go back-to-back. Only 3 other drivers have ever done that in the 45-year history of this race. Back underway at the Nutrien Ag Solutions restart zone.
Devin Moran going to try to take that 2nd spot away from Chris Ferguson on this restart. Will he be able to hold him off through turns 1 and 2? He's got the advantage down the back straightaway. Here comes Pierce in 32. Madden way high down in turns 3 and 4. He stays out front, and Devin Moran moves to 2nd.
Well, if you're trying to win a title, you might as well win the race, right? Right now up to 2nd as they battle for 3rd. Down the back straightaway, Ferguson and McDowell. Then it's Bobby Pierce behind him. Nick Hoffman in 9. Shepard. Mike Marlar now makes his presence known. And Thornton is going to lose another couple of spots on that restart as he is now outside of the top 10, DJ.
Man, Mike Marlar is absolutely rolling in the Ronnie Delk 157. Jason Jameson out of the race in the 12. It looks like his weekend is over. Pierce going to work by McDowell and grab the 4th spot. Mike Marlar bounces off the wall in the 157. He started 19th, and Marlar has worked his way up to the 7th position.
Welcome back, Blue Horn, right?
Yes.
And he's looking for Shepard. Leaves him plenty of room. Good, clean racing so far in this race. And Garrett Alberson in the wall in the back straightaway, and he's going to go off the pace. So Garrett Alberson, who's running the top 5 for most of this race, is going to bring out a Coleman Farms racing caution, Dustin Jarrett.
34 laps in the books, 66 laps to go, and our 4th Coltman Farms Racing caution of the night waves for the 58 at Garrett Alberson. Tough break for Garrett Alberson as he had a good run going in this one, and there, look at this, James. Damage on the right rear of Ricky Thornton Jr.'s 20 RT. And Randy Weaver, you know as well as anyone, these cars, number 1, are so aero dependent, and number 2, at this racetrack, especially running at about 6 o'clock in the evening like we are, you need everything straight on that race car if you possibly can, and we may see the 20 RT come to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
Yeah, it looked like he's coming in to get something checked, but that's what I'm saying. And when these guys get where, especially when it's important as in being in a points chase, and you're not hardly gaining on anybody, then you start taking chances, and then the race racetrack's so aggressive on that top cushion that when you get in there, you just can't help but get into the wall. So I'd say after last night, way he finished that heat race, a little right rear damage shouldn't bother him.
And Alberson's going to take it straight back to the pit area. He's going to bypass the RB Hot Sauce Hot Pit, as will Ricky Thornton Jr. Now, his crew had tires ready down here on pit road in case he came down. Looks like Thornton stopped down there to get everything checked out. He's going to stay out on the racetrack for now.
Dustin, you called it. Mike Marlar, 19-7.
I mean, and he's got damage on the right rear as well. At the end of the night, we may be
It
talking
hasn't
about,
hurt him, has it?
we may be talking about who doesn't have damage on the right rear of the race car. Hey, that's what it takes to win here at Eldora, man. That's why people keep coming back to this famed racetrack. We're going to take a look at the Dave Warren Power Sports Instant Replay and see what happened to
Hey, Garrett Alberson has had I mean, he'll finish sixth in the points. What a year he's had. He's more Lucas Oil wins this year, 4 of them. And his time has ended in this race in the Ken and Beth Roberts 58 cars. We'll see what happened to him right there, yeah.
Looked like, I couldn't tell if he got the wall or if he just hooked a rut up there, maybe hooked the cushion up at the top of turn number 2, and that shot him into the outside. Well, lucky that wasn't worse than what it was, man. Tough break for Garrett Alberson, and we'll look for him back on the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Tour in 2026.
So right now, Moran is second. Behind your leader, Madden. Then it's Ferguson, Pierce, McDowell, Shepard, Marlar, Hoffman, Rice, Thornton, your top 10 off of turn 4. Back underway at the Nutrien Ag Solutions restart zone.
James, worth noting, Jonathan Davenport started to rally a little bit. He's picked up a few spots. He's now up to 14th. Devin Moran in second, nearly 3 wide behind him for the 3rd spot. Chris Ferguson, Bobby Pierce, Dale McDowell. McDowell trying to rally and take that spot back away from Pierce. Moran's got to run to the inside of Chris Madden to battle for the lead.
First time Chris Madden has been challenged this entire race. 35 in the books. Bobby Pierce, Chris Ferguson remount runs in 3rd. McDowell. Here comes the blue horn. Marlar now on the veteran Dale McDowell. Mike Marlar may have the fastest car on the racetrack, Dustin Jarrett. Can he clear Dale McDowell? He'll do the crossover into turn number 1. No, he goes back to the outside for Mike Marlar now. He'll refire again down the back straightaway. He's always exciting to watch it. He is all over the back of Dale McDowell into turn 3.
Mike Marlar making his 16th start in the Dirt Track World Championship. The runner-up back in 2019 has the blue horn rolling on the high side. He's able to sneak by Bobby Pierce. Move Marlar up inside the top 5, and he may not be done yet. He's got to run on Dale McDowell. Will he cross him over? Yes, he does.
Do we love dirt late model racing in Eldora? Bobby Pierce throws it in on Marlar. Marlar now will do the crossover, and do they touch? No.
Pierce just got 2 for the price of 1 right there.
Are you serious?
Good Lord. Oh.
Well, they know the weather is approaching. We get to lap 51. Right now, Bobby Pierce is going to throw it in on Chris Ferguson for 3rd. Back behind him, Marlar cannot clear McDowell. He'll go to the bottom on the inside of the crossover. Mike Marlar's going to throw it in, and Marlar, will he clear McDowell? And he does it. He makes it stick, Dustin Jarrett.
Yeah, and that happens just in front of the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr. Devin Moran remains smooth in the middle of the racetrack in second. While all this has gone on, Chris Madden has stretched out to a 1.6 second advantage. Things getting dicey on back through the field between Tim McCready and Josh Rice. Battles all over the track, but one constant throughout this entire race, James, has been your leader, Chris Madden.
He's led every lap, 41 of them. Mike Marlar started 19th. He's 5th in the Ronnie Delk 157. Man, that was close.
Wow.
Thornton threw it in on McDowell. I do not know how he cleared it. You could not have put a sheet of paper between those two, and Thornton picks up another spot. But right now, Chris Madden continues to lead about 10 car lengths over Devin Moran in turn number 1. 42 complete here tonight.
Well, Thornton knows that it's go time as well. Whether moving in or not, he took the lead on lap, but we're 42 laps into this race. It was lap 42 that he took the lead at the World 100. And back, you go back to the Dirt Late Model Dream, and it was lap 40 that Jonathan Davenport took the lead. So this is the point at the night where these guys, they really start to go, and we're starting to see that right now. Madden remains out front by 1.3 seconds as he is quickly approaching the tail end of the field.
Bobby Pierce trying to go back-to-back. Moran trying to keep it on the wall. He almost jumped the cushion. Man, that was raised Reg, and Bobby Pierce is going to throw it into turn number 1. And Bobby Pierce is going to slide up the track. Moran with the crossover. Bobby Pierce started in 13th. He's up to 2nd. He has been in a drought. He has been stuck on 29 wins since the end of August, trying to go back-to-back in the DTWC. Wow.
And they're both closing in on Chris Madden as well. What was over a 2-second advantage at one point in this race, now just down to 1 second for Chris Madden.
Now Bobby Pierce there, Chris Madden. We are going to be 4 laps shy of the Hellraiser Jacks halfway mark into turn 1. Pierce second, Moran. Marlar is the 4th. Mikey Marlar, 19th to 4th. Ferguson, Thornton, McDowell, Shepard, Carson Ferguson. Hoffman is 10th. Can Mike Marlar, it took him a while to get around Dale McDowell, and right now he's got a clear track in front of him behind the 99 of Devin Moran into turn number 1. As right now, Chris Madden is going to pick up the tail end of the field, and Bobby Pierce has cut a 10-car length lead down to about 3 or 4 right now up at turn 4, Dustin.
It was 0.6 of a second the last time by, James. Just 2 to go till the Hellraiser Jacks halfway point. This time by, it stays about 6/7 of a second. Chris Madden, Bobby Pierce, Devin Moran holding steady at 3rd.
Thornton got another spot.
You're exactly right. We doubled it up for you. Oh, Ricky Thornton Jr.'s moved up to the 5th spot. He'll make it official this time by at the scoring loop. Jonathan Davenport remains in the middle of the field right now. He's in 15th. Points as they run in the upper left-hand part of your screen. That is unofficial, James. This time they're coming around to the Hellraiser Jacks halfway, and here comes Pierce.
Bobby Pierce for the lead. Our first lead change by a car length. Bobby Pierce out in front at the Hellraiser Jacks halfway mark. Madden back in front, out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, 44 and 22. Moran 3rd, 4th Marlar, 5th is Ricky Thornton Jr. Please stay green. Please stay green the rest of the way. Chris Madden back out in front.
Pierce leads lap 50. Madden back out front here on lap number 51. You got to wonder if Madden didn't decide to turn up the wick just a little bit. And while all that's been going on, that's allowed Devin Moran and Mike Marlar running 3rd and 4th to close back in on the lead duo.
Off at turn 4 right there in the 1. It is still Chris Madden. He will clear the 79 of Donald McIntosh. Bobby Pierce down the back straightaway. Madden trying to keep it off the wall. Moran, here comes Marlar. Here comes Thornton. Devin Moran trying to stay where he is. He would win the championship, but we still got a little less than half of the race left to run as we head down the main straightaway with 53 complete here tonight.
Absolutely. There's Devin Moran in 3rd. There's the 157 of Marlar in 4th. Just behind them, about 8, maybe 10 car lengths behind the 157 of Moran is Ricky Thornton Jr. Thornton needs to do better than that. He comes into the night's race 15 points behind the 99 of Devin Moran, and trouble for the 60 of Dan Ebert. He has plowed the wall at the end of the back straightaway. He had issues going into corner number 3, and that will draw the Coltman Farms Racing caution flag with 54 laps scored, 46 laps remaining here at Eldora. Back here at Eldora Speedway, and the drama is heating up. One of your championship contenders, Jonathan Davenport, with 46 laps to go, has made his way into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, and he's getting a new right rear shoe on the 49.
Yeah, they're taking a look at both the right and the left rears. Meanwhile, Ebert's going to be out of this one. Clay Harrison to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Brandon Overton's back down here as well. So new tires on the rear of the 49 car. He entered tonight 3rd in the standings. He needed a lot of help if he's going to get his 4th Lucas Oil title, and now he'll find himself on the back of the pack.
Hey, Ben Shelton.
Yes, sir.
Are you not entertained?
I think we're all entertained. And how about Chris Madden? You talk about get off my lawn. He saw Pierce go by, and he said, not so fast. Wow, what a race up front. Don't count Devin Moran out of this one, and Mike Marlar, she's a little hair-lipped on the right rear, but body damage not slowing down that race car, and Ricky Thornton Jr. is still in the fold. Randy Weaver with 46 to go. I ask you again, what have you got your eyes on right now?
Well, just like you said, Madden was probably riding, just trying to take care of tires, and then he seen he needed to pick up the pace. But what's interesting, you look down through there at everybody that's got right rear damage and the 32 don't have. So he's still got another gear, I think. So hopefully here in the next 10, 12 laps, we'll see. They'll start racing harder and harder as we go.
Well, once Mike Marlar cleared Dale McDowell, as the 19 of Joseph Joyner is going to go to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit in the Colt Miller JCM Motorsports car. So officially, one lead. Pierce led lap 50, right?
Yes,
and
he
then
did.
Madden got
Yes,
it back. So
got it
Madden
back.
has led 53 of the 54. And you see damage there on the 20 RT. So they will line up in the Delaware file. Madden will be by himself. Then it'll be Moran and Pierce. Then Marlar and Thornton, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the two, they're behind each other right there.
Guys, we say it all the time. At Eldora Speedway, the storylines write themselves. Unbelievable. 54 laps are scored, 46 laps remain in Carl Short's Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP.
So it'll be Madden, Pierce, Moran, Marlar, Thornton, Shepard, Chris Ferguson, Rice, Carson Ferguson. McDowell is back to 10th. They know it's go time, Dustin. They all know.
There's a look at Josh Rice
has come up through there.
He's gained 12 spots, and you see the damage on the right rear of that race car. Mike Marlar, still the Hoker Trucking hard charger, from 19th currently up to 4th.
This is good. Only Eldora can produce this kind of drama, right? As we go at the Nutrient Solutions restart zone. Here they come out of turn 4 for $100,000 in 46 laps. Here we go.
Devin Moran going to try to get that second spot back away from Pierce. You got to think Pierce will be married to the top of the racetrack, and he is. Devin leaves him room. Thornton momentarily moves to 4th. Here comes the 157 to the inside. Here comes the 22. Here comes the Rocket 1. They're all over the 20 RT as he drifts way high off the corner.
Into turn number 1, Marlar. Keep an eye on him. He's been one of the fastest cars here the last 20 laps. He's climbed from 19th to 4th. The top into turn 3. Madden, Pierce, Bobby throws it in on the bottom. Bobby, aggressive move. He's going to go for the lead. He'll throw the slider up the track. Will he make it stick? Half a car length. He's got the lead back in 32. Wow.
He indeed does. And James Essex, I'm telling you right now, while this battle is going on as well, you need to keep one eye glued there and one eye glued to the 49. Jonathan Davenport is like a hot knife through butter coming up through the field with a new right rear tire on that car. He has already worked his way up. This time by, Davenport is going to be running 11th after that last caution.
Sorry, I've been watching the race for the lead. 44 and 32 throwing haymakers. Out in turn 4, Madden back out in front. They've exchanged the lead now the last 3 or 4 laps. Pierce is going to throw it in. Up the track, really. Madden leaves room. Down the back straight with it, goes side by side into turn 3. Oh, baby, Chris Madden looking for his first crown jewel victory, and Eldora slides up in front of Pierce. This track is awesome. Down the straightaway. You know what's coming next, Dustin Jarrett?
Yes, you do. Bobby Pierce down to the inside. Another slide job. Excuse me. Thank you, sir. Chris Madden will try to drive it back down to the inside. I've lost track. I did. I did, too. If Pierce has the lead this time by, I think it'll be officially the 6th lead change of the race, and we still have 40 laps to go in this one.
Madden second, Moran, Marlar, Ferguson, over to Shepard. Thornton has dropped back to 7. Here comes JD on him.
Jonathan Davenport's rolling, man. That 49, I'm telling you, don't count him. You can never count him out here at Eldora. New right rear tire on that race car. And there's Jonathan Davenport on the right side of your screen. He's about to take the 8th spot away. He'll make it official this time by at the stripe.
Right now, Bobby Pierce trying to pull away with 0.8 of a second.
No, Thornton
and
Jr.
Ricky Thornton Jr. to the wall hard.
And I think Davenport might have clipped him as he was going by as well. Damage on the right rear of the 49 and a lot of damage on the 20 RT. My goodness, what championship implications with this caution flag with 39 laps to go at Eldora.
Ricky Thornton Jr. to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit as we'll check the Coleman Farms Racing caution in the right front, suspension damage on the 20 RT.
Yeah, and he also hard contact with the back of that race car. And as he's down here, Dale McDowell's entering the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, and now Jonathan Davenport. If you're Devin Moran, what is going through your mind as you see what's happening on the Jumbotron? Davenport, the whole right quarter panel area that race car knocked out, is taking the deck with it, about half of the spoiler, and they're trying to salvage what they can. Meanwhile, Ricky Thornton Jr. in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Brian Berghofer is under the right front. He's taking a look at that. They're going to see if they can get this car back out there, but hard contact as Brian Burkhofer down here, they're trying to get the car up. It fell off the jack, and Burkhofer's going to be able to make out. He never stopped working. My goodness, guys, the front bumper was down on Berkey, and he never stopped working. They get the race car off of him. A lot of damage, a lot of chaos, and championship contenders with wholesale issues on pit road.
Wow.
You see Joel Rogers from the Shepherd team down there. We'll have a replay on the Dave Warren Power Sports replay of what happened. As you see right here, Thornton pedaling hard into one, and we'll see what happened here, Dustin.
Yeah, top of the screen, he got the wall, and then Davenport, man, just clipped him. Take a look at this slow motion replay here. Just gets too high, drifts into the wall, and the 49 was already there. He had absolutely nowhere to go. Josh Rice might have been able to slip by, but man, oh man.
Well, 61 are complete, still 39 to go. It'll be Pierce, Madden, Moran, Marlar, Chris Ferguson. Shepherd 6th. Davenport, he pitted, so they'll have to go to the back then. It'll be Rice, Carson Ferguson, and then McCready, I believe. So
I've lost track.
I don't. How many lead changes did you say? 6 between the top
one,
two,
two,
right?
3, 4, 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I truly don't know. We'll ask Kevin Kovac. Here's what we do know.
Pierce has only led 5 laps, but they've been pretty exciting, right? 56 laps led by Chris Madden.
Yeah, and so it's Pierce out front, Madden second, Devin Moran third, Marlar fourth, Chris Ferguson fifth. Then it's Brandon Shepherd, Josh Rice, Carson Ferguson, Tim McCready, Nick Hoffman.
So, guys, Ricky Thornton Jr. is coming back out. A ton of damage on that race car. Big Rick, his dad looked at him and said, son, the right front's towed out way too far. Thornton shook his head and drove right back out onto the racetrack. So we'll keep it on that 20 RT. Randy, we saw him last night drive with a lot of right front damage, but he's got damage on both ends of the race car now.
Yeah, we didn't see him drive with that much. My gosh, that thing's turned at 40 degrees to the right. Looks like the guys, if they get I'm sure a bit the spindle, but they might be able to get a shorter tie rod and maybe come back in if they have a caution and swap that out just to help. But I don't even see how he can make any laps.
Let alone 39, Randy, right? I mean, you got 40% of the race here still to go, and you actually just saw Ricky Thornton Jr. wave Jonathan Davenport by, and you got to wonder if he may be looking at this thing for a lap under caution and then coming back down to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something, and you can't give up. I mean, and they won't. But you know, if you're out there riding around and then say the 99 has some kind of issue, I mean, at this point, you're just hoping for anything.
So Rice, Thornton, and Davenport all have to go to the back. They were running 7th, 8th, and 9th all involved down there. So it's Bobby Pierce out in front as we're going to go green.
Oh, man.
We're going to go green.
Yep.
Madden, Moran will be side by side, then Marlar and Chris Ferguson with 61 scored, DJ.
Worth noting, Donald McIntosh, your O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year, out of the race. He lost oil pressure in the race car. We're back underway. Thornton is still in the infield. Up front, Chris Madden trying to take the lead back away from Bobby Pierce. He'll clear him down in 1 and 2. Devin Moran on the track. Jonathan Davenport still out there as well.
Pierce is going to get into the wall a little bit.
And as they come by this time, James, Ricky Thornton Jr. is officially at least 1 lap down in this race, and it looks like his bid to become a repeat champion with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is over.
Right now, Bobby Pierce slides up. He'll lose a little bit of momentum. Right now, Madden second. Moran third. Here comes Marlar. Marlar, can he get it wound back up, DJ, from 19th to 4th in the 157? Down the back straightaway, Bobby Pierce last time around. It was 0.6 of a second. Marlar, what's he thinking behind Devin Moran? Might he get to the top shelf? Here comes Brandon Shepherd behind him. Marlar throws it in, or Moran throws it in on Madden as Pierce pulls away into turn number 1.
Ricky Thornton Jr. again, still not back out on the racetrack, James. So he is in 18th, and he'll lose another spot next time by and fall back behind Corey Lawler in 19th. He can't fall any further back than that because the other drivers are out of the race. So that's where RTJ is. Worth noting, Jonathan Davenport did make it back out on the racetrack. Very obviously, that car, at least right now, is not up to snuff. But he's back out there. He's making laps, so Devin Moran still, even though Devin Moran's in third, he's not in the clear yet, James. 35 laps to go in this one, and Dev just has to go out there and continue to run his race. Again, you see the unofficial live points in the upper left-hand part of the screen.
Right now, down the back straightaway, Mike Marlar remains fourth, Shepard fifth, Chris Ferguson, McCready, Hoffman, McDowell ninth, 10th is Brandon Overton. Bobby Pierce, been in a drought the last couple of months. Again, he started 13th here tonight. Down the back straightaway, only 3 other drivers have gone back-to-back to win this race. Right now, he stretches it out over Chris Madden as we work lap 68 off of turn 4.
Bobby Pierce back out front at Eldora. What else is new? The defending dirt track world champion stretching his lead out by 2.1 seconds over Chris Madden. Madden is actually backed up a little bit to Devin Moran. Dev continues to run just a smooth, solid race in the third spot in his bid to finally become a Lucas Oil late model dirt series champion. It's Mike Marlar from 19th to 4th, and Brandon Shepard not out of this one yet. The Rocket One runs in 5th, and he's battling with Marlar on your screen for 4th.
Yeah, good battle back there. Brandon Shepard's going to finish 5th with the points. That's $100,000, but he wants that record-setting 6th title in this race. Tim McCready still way up top there. He runs in 7th. Hoffman 9th. McDowell is Hoffman is 8th. McDowell 9th. 10th runs Brandon Overton. Right now, Devin Moran is trying to close on Chris Madden as Bobby Pierce is pulling away off at turn number 4. It is slick from top to bottom here as they head down the main straightaway. Dustin, 29 laps remain.
Yeah, well, worth noting as well, right now, Jonathan Davenport continues to run in the 16th position, James. He is, I believe he is the final driver on the lead lap on the racetrack. We mentioned earlier that car is just obviously with the damage on the right rear not up to snuff. Meanwhile, you've got a battle for second brewing as Devin Moran has caught the 44 of Chris Madden. This happens 3.4 seconds behind your leader, Bobby Pierce.
I'm sure that he knows that Thornton's out of the race. It's 20,000 for second. Off at turn 4, it would be a $270,000 payday. You know he wants that victory, but he's trying to keep it out of the wallet at turn number 2. Meanwhile, Pierce is going to pick up the tail end of the field as Moran right now, DJ, is about 3 car lengths back as Devin through the middle off of turn 4.
And Devin going to drive low into turns 3 and 4, then let the car drift up the racetrack. 26 laps to go in the Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP. These drivers still a little over 3 seconds behind your race leader, Bobby Pierce. Pierce has got the back of the field to deal with. This battle for second rages on. Dev continues to go in low and then let the car drift up high coming off the corner.
25 laps to go in this race. Bobby Pierce has gotten around Hilzebeck. He's gotten around Corey Lawler. Second spot still in doubt. Marlar and Shepard pedaling hard. And we've got a Coleman Farms Racing caution out, and it's for Josh Rice.
Three-fourths of the way through Carl Short's Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP. And Josh Rice, who was running inside the top 15, has got damage on the right rear of that race car. He's going to make his way to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Jonathan Davenport has made his way back down to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit as well to try to get repairs made on the back of the 49.
Yeah, again, about half of the deck is still in that race car. They got it back together the best they could, just getting back out on the racetrack, and now he's back in here trying to salvage something, waiting for a prayer. Devin Moran has run the race he needed to run tonight. Meanwhile, Ricky Thornton Jr., they've been doing wholesale repairs on that race car, and they're actually going to send the 20 RT back out perhaps to salvage laps, and if it's something crazy happens, but they have largely rebuilt about half of that race car, Randy Weaver.
You never know.
Yeah, they've got the right front spindle and got the right front looking right now, and then the right rear quarter is pretty much just taped on, but definitely he can make laps now and hope if something happens he can at least get up to speed.
Hey, Randy Weaver, real quick, with 25 laps to go in this race, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 low, 10 high, what is as a driver, what is your level of concern for tire wear right now?
Probably about a 5. I mean, it started out so wet in turns 3 and 4. It took a long time to get up to the wall, so I don't think tires coming apart is going to be a problem today.
All right, thanks a lot, Randy. Appreciate it. Ricky Thornton Jr.'s made his way back out on the track unofficially. He's 14 laps down. We've got 25 laps to go to determine the winner of the Dirt Track World Championship and the 2025 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion.
And Miranda's going to go to second in 99. Matt gets run on the outside. And no! They almost touched. Here comes Marlar. Marlar's got to run on the outside. Pierce still leads down the main straightaway. The 157 is going to third from 19.
Mike Marlar has never won a Dirt Track World Championship. Does it happen this evening in Rossburg, Ohio? He's got the Ronnie Delmark Langenfelder, number 157, rolling on the high side of the Speedway. Madden is falling back to fourth. Brandon Shepard runs fifth. It's Bobby Pierce out front, and another Coleman Farms Racing caution debris right in front of the leaders. And I think Jonathan Davenport maybe finally shucked the quarter panel off of the 49, and that is what we see laying up at the top of turns 1 and 2, and indeed it is.
Wow. Work on the Lance and Darlene Anders car. 24 to go. I tell you what. Don't leave your seats, right? Don't leave. Don't leave. Pierce, Moran, Marlar, Madden. It'll still be Delaware double file. Shepard is fifth. Chris Ferguson, McCready, Hoffman, McDowell, and Overton.
Oh, by the way.
Yes, sir.
In 1 year, we get to come back to Eldora for a 2-day show in the Big River Steel Chase for the championship presented by ARP. And that will be the weekend before the Dirt Track World Championship next year. Again, the drama writes itself. How sad. Levi Jones probably going to get tickets on sale immediately after this race for next year's Lucas Oil show here after this one.
You know what? And there was a lot of speculation, I want to say, leading into this event, if the Dirt Track World Championship would go back to West Virginia, how that would affect Eldora Speedway. And kudos to Carl Short, Levi Jones, Rick Schwall, everybody working together on that. And I don't know, there could be something added to this event next year that could be very interesting and a lot of fun, maybe with another division. You never know. So keep your browsers pointed to EldoraSpeedway.com for those renewals for 2026.
The commissioner approves of that message, Ben Shelton. 76 laps are in the books. 24 laps remain. Pierce, Moran, Marlar, Madden, Shepard, your top 5.
And Marlar, look where he lines up at.
On the outside, exactly where he wants to be.
Levi, are you enjoying this, sir? Pretty good. He says pretty good, Dustin. Glad to have you up here, Levi.
Levi's a race car driver. It's pretty good. It can always be a little bit better, right? Everything can always be a little bit better.
He wants him to put 18-inch tires on the right rear, I think. All right, 76 down, 24 to go. Is this Marlar's opportunity? Pierce leads. Moran is second. Nutrient Solutions restart zone. Oh, baby, they are going to go for it. And here comes McCready up top in 9.
Boy, they really bunched up there on that restart. Pierce leads him off into 1 and 2. Moran will clear Marlar for the time being. Here comes McCready. Remember, McCready led laps in this race last year. He started 24th, and he's knocking on the door for a top 5 this time by.
Down the main straightaway, Bobby Pierce, Madden 4th, Shepard 5th, McCready 6th, 7th is McDowell. Down the back straightaway, it's about an 8-car length advantage. Shepard now trying to get that record-setting 6th one. Now he's going to go to 4th in the Rocket 1. It's still Pierce, Moran, and Marlar down the main straightaway. 22 to go.
They're racing for a $100,000 win in the Dirt Track World Championship. They're racing for $250,000 with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and Mother Nature could be a factor as they might be racing her as well. 21 laps to go here at Eldora. 0.8 of a second the advantage for the smooth operator.
So the Miss Eldora girls, fiance and brother, running 1st and 2nd. How about that?
Yes, they are. And here comes Tim McCready. Down to the inside of Chris Madden. That's a battle for 5th. Dale McDowell still hanging out right there inside the top 10, just like he always does in Eldora. He runs 7th. Carson Ferguson, a good run. He's 8th. Nick Hoffman 9th. And how about Dalton Wilson, James? Oh, and we've got a Coleman Farms Racing caution, the 76 of Brandon Overton, with a flat right rear with 20 laps to go. Randy Weaver, is that tire wear concern increased any for you since the last time I asked?
No, I don't think so. If you look, that right rear quarter panel and the braces are all up on the tire. So I just don't see where the tires, unless somebody gambled really soft, but looks like probably body damage caused the 76 their issue.
Dustin, the question is, Devin Moran, he knows, I'm sure, that by looking at the scoreboard where Thornton's running, and Thornton is still, 14 laps down? Davenport runs in 13th. So how do you push it? I don't. That's the question, right? I mean, what do you do?
And the thing is, I mean, Devin Moran probably doesn't know that Ricky Thornton Jr. is 16 laps down. I mean, there's really no way to communicate that.
He doesn't know that, but he sees the scoreboard where he's running at. He may know. Yeah, you're right. He may not know how many laps exactly down he is.
I truly don't know that. And then the 49 as well. I mean, again, this is, this is certainly no given for the 99 by any stretch of the imagination. And I mean, after 2, 4, 6, 8, I think 9 cautions in this now, Devin Moran has to be wondering if this is not the longest race that he's ever run here at Eldora Speedway. Just about to push 53 minutes on the My Race Pass app.
So it's Pierce, Moran, Marlar from 19th to 3rd. Shepard is up to 4th. Madden, McCready, McDowell, Carson, Ferguson, Hoffman, and Dalton Wilson is 10th in the 18D.
Yeah, remember,
did he bring out the first caution?
He did. He brought out the first caution back on lap number 7. He had a flat right rear tire, and a nice rally here for the James Ratliff Racing team and the Fayetteville, North Carolina driver. James, yellow lights have been turned off. 80 laps are scored, 20 laps remain. In terms of the battle for the championship, Devin Moran currently runs 2nd. Jonathan Davenport, he's still on the lead lap. After several pit stops, he runs 13th. Ricky Thornton Jr. is unofficially, I believe, 14 laps down in 19th, and we're back underway.
Nutrient Solutions restart zone. Marlar, does he have the advantage? Moran's going to slide up the track, and he'll leave Marlar room. Here comes on the bottom Brandon Shepard now. Marlar now. What's he eyeing as Moran shuts the door? Up top, it is Madden, but Pierce leads off at turn 4.
Here comes Shepard. Brandon Shepard down to the inside, and Chris Madden suddenly finding new life in the Cale Green number 44. He had fallen all the way back to the 5th spot. Now he's back up to 3rd. Chris Madden going to try to drive back down to the inside.
No! Man, right underneath his rear bumper, Marlar and Madden off at turn 4. It's still Pierce, Moran. Sporty battle behind them. Madden. Is that Dale McDowell?
Of course it's Dale McDowell.
Of course it's Dale McDowell. 5th place.
We're at Eldora Speedway. The track is cleaned off, and he's on the bottom. Hell yes, it's Dale McDowell. He's running in the 5th spot with 18, make it 17 laps to go. A 1.3 second advantage for Bobby Pierce in this one. And here comes Dale McDowell doing Dale McDowell things.
Where did he come from? Chickamauga, Georgia, right?
That's exactly right. Only 6th tonight. He should have started 18th. He might be battling for the lead right now.
Down the main straightaway. Pierce still right now. The advantage is 1.5 over Moran, Madden, Marlar, McDowell, Shepard, Hoffman, McCready, and then the Ferguson cousins, Christen and Carson. Bobby Pierce trying to go back-to-back out of turn number 4 down the main straightaway. Right now, Devin Moran. He is within 15 laps of a national championship out of turn number 2.
Yeah, Devin Moran right now remains in the 2nd spot. Jonathan Davenport has only gained 1 spot, James, since that last caution flag 5 laps ago. Davenport currently runs 13th, and remember, Davenport came in 115 points behind us. Brandon Shepard makes contact with Dale McDowell on the right side of your screen coming off turn 4.
Yeah, they was rubbing. Shepard up the track. Brandon Shepard almost got in the wall. Down the back straightaway. Right now, Bobby Pierce's Ricky Thornton Jr. is going to go down another lap. For the 20 RT, it's about a half a straightaway advantage for Bobby Pierce with 13 laps remaining.
13 laps to go, as you said, James, a 2-second advantage for BP 32. 20 RT goes another lap down, as you mentioned. Devin Moran solidly in the 2nd spot for the time being, trying to hang on and clinch a Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series championship for the first time. He's been the runner-up the last 2 years. He was a last turn, last lap pass away a couple years ago in another Coleman Farms Racing caution. Has fallen on the Speedway with 12 laps remaining here in the Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP. So 12 laps to go here at Eldora, and Tim McCready with trouble in the excess storage brakes transport number 9. He was running in the 9th position, and he's made his way into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, and he's going to need a new left rear tire on that car.
Yeah, with him already down in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, why not put a new right rear on as well? He'll rejoin the party with 12 laps to go. And at one point, McCready was flirting with the Big River Steel podium, and now he finds himself down in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. He'll have to join the back of the pack.
Well, we're still inside that 10 to go, 12 to go. Bobby Pierce out in front in this race. Chris Madden's led the most laps at 56, and how ironic, 32's led 32 laps. Right?
That is ironic.
Yeah,
yes,
that is ironic. So,
Devin Moran has just got to be thinking, what do we have to do to finish this race? And again, I mean, who knows if he knows how many laps the 20 RT is down, the issues the 49 has had. There's a one-way radio communication that allows series officials to communicate with the drivers, and that's it. No radios, nothing along those lines. Really no way for his crew to signal to him that the 20 RT and the 49 has had issues.
And they do, of course, they can only signal in turn 3 here at Eldora with the Lucas Oil Series. Any other time,
correct,
no signal stick. So Chuck Kimball's down there letting him know what's going on. 2.2 seconds he was behind Pierce on the last run there, the green flag run. So it'll be Pierce, Moran, Madden, Marlar, Shepard. Boy, Shepard and McDowell, they were rubbing sheet metal there in turn 4, but they're running for $100,000.
Absolutely they are. You better believe they are. How about the consistency of Devin Moran here in these last few races, James? I mean, that team has really picked it up. He of course was 3rd at Pittsburgh on Saturday night. He was the winner of the Pittsburgher prelim on Friday. He was 2nd at Brownstown on Saturday, was 3rd at Brownstown on Friday, and then you go back to Knoxville, and he was 3rd in the Knoxville Lucas Oil Late Model Nationals as well. So he has not finished outside the podium here in what his last 5 starts with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, trying to hang on.
I think it would be a popular win if he can do it here in his home state.
It would be a popular win if he could win the race. It would be a popular win if he could get the points championship. But a lot of laps still remaining. 12 laps is an eternity here at the Big E, and Bobby Pierce will bring him back to the Nutrient Ag Solutions restart zone.
Madden on the outside of Moran. Chris Madden's going to go to 2nd.
I think Moran maybe clipped the inside wall on that restart there with the left front.
Down the back straightaway, Shepard now, he's in 4th. They're trying to go 3 wide back here behind them. Hopping up top. Here they come out of turn number 4. Bobby Pierce out of turn 4. Madden, can he make a late race run? We've got 11 laps to go for the DTWC.
Yeah, Devin Moran remains 3rd. Brandon Shepard 4th. Nick Hoppins rallied back up to the 5th spot. Mike Marlar's fallen back to 6th. Carson Ferguson has been running really strong as of late. James, he's in 7th back there with the 157 of Mike Marlar. But out front, Bobby Pierce, 7/10 of a second the advantage. Does the 44 have anything left in the tank for him? He's got a good run down the back straightaway. You look at 3rd and 4th.
Right now, Bobby Pierce, he's been close to that turn 4 wall as he brings it out of turn number 4. Little feet there between the wall and himself. Right now, battle for 3rd. Here comes Shepard on the bottom of Moran. Moran will let him go out of turn number 2. Here comes Hoffman in 9. Hoffman looking for his 3rd straight podium this year. Right now, Bobby Pierce and Chris Madden. It's a 2-car breakaway. Brandon Shepard. Now remember, if we have a caution from here on out, Dustin, it'll be a single file restart to the end. And Chris Madden right now is 1.1 the last time around in 44 as we come out of turn number 4 with 7 laps to go.
Yeah, there's a look at Nick Hoffman, the driver of the Ty Touareg Racing number 9, trying to work by a former driver of the Ty Touareg Racing number 9, Devin Moran, and the Roger Sellers own number 99. Those 2 drivers going at it for the 4th spot. You see the point differential on the upper left side of your screen. 6 laps to go. 1 second the advantage for Bobby Pierce over Chris Madden the last time by. This time by, Pierce adds a couple tenths to the lead. Now 6 to go here at Eldora.
Yeah, he cut a 10th of a second off, but he stretches it back out. Down the back straightaway, Pierce, Madden, Shepard, Moran, Nick Hoffman. Bobby Pierce looking for his 30th win of the season. Again, he's not won since about, what is it, August 23rd, I believe. But it'll be a $100,000 payday here. in 5 more laps down the back straightaway. He stretches it out 1.4 into turn number 3.
Right side of your screen is the battle for that 4th spot. Devin Moran possibly closing in on his first ever series championship with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. On the left side of your screen, Bobby Pierce trying to go back-to-back in Carl Short's Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP James. They'll come around this time for 3 laps to go.
Still has to go to the UNO8 scales. They go around Ricky Thornton Jr. into turn number 1. They will have 2 laps to go from Rob Penrod. Pierce trying to keep it out of the wall down the back straightaway. Chuck Kimball, the crew chief. Here they are. You see them down there. They're a little bit nervous. They're watching the lap times as Pierce, next time around, to go to the Barron's Performance. 1 lap to go back-to-back at Eldora.
Bobby Pierce a 1.6 second advantage in the 32. Moran just trying to hang on and clinch that championship. Madden remains in second. It'll be the Barron's Performance 1 to go this time.
White flag, no problem for Pierce in the 1. No lap traffic. Right now, Chris Madden goes to that bottom trying to make up time. Down the back straightaway. Only 3 drivers in the history of this race have gone back-to-back. Bobby Pierce looks like he's going to become the 4th driver to do it in 45 years.
Bobby Pierce will get the win, and as they cross the line, your 2025 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion is Devin Moran. Pierce, Madden, Shepard, Moran, Hoffman, your top 5. Marlar, McCready, Ferguson, McDowell, Overton, unofficially the top 10 with 1 bit of business still to take care of.
And your Hooker Trucking hard charger, Tim McCready, who just pitted here, 24th to 7th. We have a total 14 cars finished on the lead lap. Jonathan Davenport, the last car on the lead lap. Dalton Wilson in 15th, DJ, 99 laps. Hilsebeck, 98. Lawler, 98. Ricky Thornton Jr. finishes in 18th, 16 laps down. But he will be runner-up in the points, and that's $200,000 here in 2025. As you see the driver, well, the first father-son to win it, right? Donnie won it in what, 88? Devin wins it, or doesn't win it. We'll scratch that again. Start
you were
over
thinking
again.
Dirt Track, yes,
you were thinking what I was thinking about. So,
he said
Donnie Moran, one of those drivers with the Lucas Oil Series, 2005. Scott James, Earl Pearson Jr., Matt Miller, Don O'Neill, Donnie Moran, Freddie Smith. They got it all started. They were loyal to the series. And 21 years later, Donnie's son is a champion of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
He said in the press conference yesterday that his dad's got a lot of accolades and has done a lot of things in this sport. Of course, he was the first $1 million man, but he would love to become a champion of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and he has done that here tonight. So you're getting congratulations from a lot of folks down there, including Mark Richards. Yep, absolutely.
How about the car owner, Roger Sellers? Been loyal to the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series the last several years. The crew, Chuck Kimball, the crew chief, Dylan Klein, Nick Smith, and the Double Down Motorsports team get their first Lucas Oil title.
Bobby Pierce, meanwhile, the winner of the Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP, has made his way over into the droop check. Hey, Devin Moran's climbing out of his car, Eldora. He is officially your 2025 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion after being the runner-up for the last 2 years. Hugs all around for that team. Pyro going off on the back straightaway. We get all 100 laps in. We beat Mother Nature.
Donnie and Brenda's down there somewhere, right?
I think the whole family's here this weekend. I think they are.
Was he like 5 years old when his dad won the million in 2001?
We may need we need drones to pick up Bobby Pierce's car to bring it to victory lane. It is pandemonium down here. It appears that Bobby Pierce has cleared the droop check as we wait on him to make his way to the Eldora Speedway Victory Lane stage, as he becomes the 4th driver to go back-to-back in the Dirt Track World Championship. He joins the likes of Scott Bloomquist, Brandon Shepard, and Josh Richards from 13th to the lead in 50 laps. Bobby Pierce is going to make that turn into the Eldora Speedway Victory Lane stage. Win number 30 on the year. A big smile on his face as he picks up another Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series victory. The 29th of his career. And the crew comes in to get a word with him as he pulls it up into Victory Lane. A $100,000 payday on a night when Devin Moran becomes a $250,000 champion. Cash is everywhere, but right now in the Eldora Victory Lane stage, Bobby Pierce will talk to Devin right after this. Bobby's fiance, Abby Foster, leans in to get a word with him. The crew comes in. Last year, Bobby won this race. The weekend didn't start the best for the team, but no quit in him. And as the racetrack came around, so did the 32 out of Oakwood, Illinois. Your winner of the Dirt Track World Championship, Bobby Pierce. He's gonna head up top with Abby. They celebrate as the confetti goes off. Sunoco checkered flag in the air. And he brought the car. They wondered if it was bad luck at the World. Didn't have the best luck that he had hoped to with this scheme, but it pays big dividends here at the Dirt Track World Championship. And he's gonna take $100,000 of Carl Short's money for the 2nd year in a row. Bobby, from the 13th starting spot to the lead in 50 laps, did you have any idea at the beginning this car was that good?
Yeah, man, I really wanted this win. You know, this pink car gave us some troubles. Everyone said it was bad luck. It ain't bad luck, just 100 grand, so let's go. But, man, we hot lapped today, and just telling the guys, I said, I've never been, I think I was 4th overall in hot laps, and I said, I've never been up front in A-main hot laps. I'm normally like 10th, 14th, you know, sort of mid-pack. But today it felt good in hot laps. You know, I was catching Devin, so I was like, I think we got a good piece today. We threw the kitchen sink at it. Today, you know, we all put our minds together last night, overnight. You know, my dad probably didn't get much sleep, and shout out to Matt and all my guys. Just the hard work paid off this weekend. This feels awesome. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever had a Willys carburetor on the car, and I won, so that's cool.
How about you and Madden? You guys had a hell of a race during the mid stages of the race, and it looked like once you got around him, he turned up the wick. Were you concerned at all that maybe he hadn't shown his full hand?
I was. I figured, you know, when he was running the top of 3, and I was kind of dive bombing in there and cutting off of that corner, I figured I was going to do it too soon, because once I showed my nose here off 4, he like gassed it down the front stretch. I was like, okay, it's game on now. So I'm gonna have to work a lot harder if I'm gonna pass him. But man, just a heck of a race. We all drove each other really clean. I know, of course, Devin being up in there, he was gonna, of course, you know, not do anything crazy because he's got the points on the line. So, you know, same thing for me. I was trying not to mess them guys up as I came through there, but. Man, just an awesome racetrack. You know, I know Shepard said it last night. The bumps in turn 3 kind of gave us some character, and I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty mad at it yesterday. But I agree with Brandon. It gave us some character, made it good. You know, you had to kind of get through it, and it got way better as the weekend went on too. So, hats off to them guys for getting it better. But man, just huge shout out to these fans for coming out, supporting, you know, buying the merch, supporting us with this pink car and all the schemes we do. We're gonna have another cool scheme at the Dome, so. Get ready for that. And I got to thank my awesome sponsors. I can't do it without them, that's for sure. So I got to thank Randy and Pam Churchill. Where are they at? Oh, they're here somewhere. They gave us some food. They always bring us food, and I say that's what fuels us to victory. So shout out to them for that with Churchill Transport. Gary Teresa with Low Voltage Solutions. Collins Brothers Towing, James Trantina, the family. Shout out to them. Shout out to Larry and the AZ3, Rio Grande Waste Services. Carnegie Towing, Brian Carnegie, all that bunch, they're here supporting us. Heck, we got Fast One Speed Shop, Toyota of Danville, Vic Hill Engines, like I said, Willys carburetor ran great. Bill Steen, Longhorn, you know, they don't build a bad car. This car here has won 3 big races at Eldora now, so we might have to keep it in rotation. You know, we might make the JD car out of it, just bring it here at Eldora and race it here. But a lot of other sponsors, American Racing Wheels, Burt Transmissions by Buddha, Performance Bodies, Ted Brown's Quality Paint Body Shop, Leaka Tree Services, Jeff helping out. Huge shout out to my crew, Justin, Austin, Darian, my dad, Matt, Jeff, my mom slinging shirts, Abby, of course, and just the Pierce Posse, that's right. Just, man, I was getting a little worked up there at the scales because it's been a month and a half since I won a race, and that's kind of rare for me. So just, this is awesome. I know I've been rattling on, but I haven't been to victory lane in a while, so this feels good. Messia Valley Transportation, shout out to Royal Jones.
In 45 years, 4 guys have won this race back-to-back. Josh Richards, Brandon Shepard, and Scott Bloomquist, you're number 4. What does that mean?
Oh, man, that's I know Brandon's had a heck of a run with the Dirt Track World Championship. He always comes around this time of the year. Obviously, never raced against Freddie, but, you know, those are some top-notch guys there. So hopefully I can be on that list of five or more wins. But let's do it again next year.
Race fans, your winner tonight, Bobby Pearson, car 32.
All right, thanks a lot, Ben. Great job down there. Once again, unofficially, Bobby Pierce wins. Chris Madden second. Brandon Shepard third. Devin Moran, with his 4th place finish, clinches the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Championship in 2025. Then it was Nick Hoffman 5th, Mike Marlar 6th. Tim McCready rallies for 7th, Carson Ferguson 8th, Dale McDowell, yet another Eldora Crown Jewel top 10. He finishes 9th. And after that flat tire with about 12 laps to go, Brandon Overton rallies to round out the top 10. Well, James, how did we get to this point? Let's take a look.
Entertainment throughout, right? I mean, Chris Madden, right? I mean, Madden and Ferguson ran 1st and 2nd for most of this race, but behind them, guys coming to the front. You see Thornton there, and he was in there for a little bit, but the problem got into turn 1 wall, and he finishes 16 laps down. Garrett Alberson, not the way he wanted to do the Lucas Oil season, but the best of his career in 6th with 4 wins this year. And right there, Bobby Pearson. How many times did they swap the lead, Dustin, Jarrett?
Many. A
Many
lot.
times.
I mean, like 6 or 7 official lead changes at the line and about 106 or 107 unofficially. And there was the turning point in the race. Ricky Thornton Jr. getting into the wall down in turns 1 and 2, collecting Jonathan Davenport. And when all was said and done and the checkered flags waved, it was Bobby Pierce going back-to-back in the Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP, and Devin Moran clinching the 2025 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Championship.
So officially, Madden leads 56 laps. Pierce leads 44 here tonight.
Now, Ben, your final thoughts on the Dirt Track World Championship.
And didn't disappoint. Generation next. Pierce is a champion of the Dirt Track World Championship, and Moran in the form of Devin is a first-time Lucas Oil champion. This is what you expect out of the Dirt Track World Championship, and it delivered, guys.
All right, James, your final thoughts on the DTWC as we wrap up the Racer TV portion of the program.
Well done. Congratulations to Devin Moran, his first national championship, and what a year it's been on the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Tour.
Yeah, indeed it has. A wild weekend here at Eldora Speedway. As always, still a lot more to come. Those of you that are watching at home live right now, don't go anywhere. Those of you here in the grounds, don't go anywhere as well. The Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series coming up, and we will also talk to your 2025 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion, Devin Moran. All of that and more coming up immediately after this. It's been a great year with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. On behalf of Ben Shelton, James Essex, and the rest of the crew, this is Dustin Jarrett. We can't wait to see you at Speed Weeks in 2026. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for everything. And that wraps up the Racer TV portion of the program. Last call for 50-50.